Lots of people.
There are many people asking why.
And they're asking questions.
There are many people paying attention.
Are you paying attention?
There are many now who see the big lie.
That's lies, plural.
Many folks who want to get busy.
Are you getting busy?
And your crazed, fearless, ill-organized.
Yeah, they're scared if you do.
And you notice that it's starting to happen.
Yes, finally.
You've betrayed their trust, you now realize.
Oh, you sure did.
The line's been crossed in the sand, and the fire's been fanned. All the people demand to hear the plot that you planned. You won't be trusted anymore.
All right, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, wherever you're situated on this great, big, beautiful blue globe floating through the void of Yah's creation. It's the 22nd of July, 2025. And as always, I'm holding the media's feet to the fire because they lie, they gaslight, they manipulate. They are just, well, unfortunately for them, they're having to backtrack. It's interesting, you know, after being so vocal and, you know, throwing their fists in the air and screaming for the past 4 years, you know, all about Trump. Actually, it's the past 10 years, you know, now all of a sudden the chickens are coming home to roost. Oh, my goodness. I was watching the live coverage this morning of Trump, and basically he's just spelling it out, and he used the T word numerous times. Treason. Treason. Yeah. When he's talking about all the way up the proverbial food chain under the Democratic administration, under not just Biden, but under the Obama administration. And it's all starting to come out. And like I said, all of a sudden the left extremists have gone silent. Well, there's still some of them out there that are still, you know, sticking to their guns. But overwhelmingly, all of a sudden, CNN, MSNBC, ABC, CBS, you know, all of the alphabet networks are all of a sudden having to backtrack. And I got to ask you, how do you backtrack? How do you backpedal what you did? How do you do that? I mean, if Trump is out there using that T word, talking about treason, and we're not talking about just treason. We're talking about high treason. We're talking about an effort, a plot that involves a lot of people to overthrow this government, to overthrow the United States of America. Yes, it's out there. It is absolutely out there. So what do you think? What do you think the mainstream media is going to do? They're going to have to remember. Maybe they should go back and revisit the Nuremberg trials, because it wasn't just those who were convicted of committing the atrocities in the Second World War. No. It wasn't just them. It was also the people involved in the propaganda. Yeah. So CBS, NBC, ABC, CNN, Fox, MSNBC, how are you going to backpedal all this? And I'm not just talking about the situation with the Obama administration and the treason that obviously was committed, but we're also, how are you going to backpedal what's been going on over there in Gaza? Oh man, there's going to be some hell to pay. It's unfortunately it's not happening soon enough. Now they're talking about indictments. You know, but I don't want to hear about indictments. No, I don't want to hear about inquiries. I don't want to hear about congressional investigations. I don't want to hear about special prosecutors and panels and all that. I want to see the arrests. And I know a lot of you do too. A lot of people want to see that. But you know what? I'm not holding my breath right now, because unfortunately, this has got to be slow rolled, because there are many, many people that are still, you know, adamantly on the left, you know, they orange man bad people, you know, no matter what Trump does. And I got to tell you, I'm not 100% on board with some of the stuff he's doing. But I mean, we're still a whole heck of a lot better off with Trump than we would have been with Kamala Harris or Kamala Harris, whatever. But the point is, though, you see, you know, a lot of people now are going to have to stop and you know, rethink their positions on a lot of this stuff. And yes, there's going to be a lot of maneuvering and all that, but yeah, a lot of us want to see the arrests. But it's going to have to be slow-rolled. Yeah, they're going to have to start at one point and then make a couple of advancements on this front, and then they're going to have to go to the other front and make some advances there, and it's going to have to be slow-rolled. And it can't happen fast enough as far as I'm concerned. But, this whole thing with former President Obama is really, really shaking people up. And as a matter of fact, when he became the nominee back in 2008, it was going to be it was a toss-up between Hillary Clinton and Barack Obama. And everybody was saying, "Oh, Barack Obama, he won the nomination. He's going to be running for president." Well, I made this goofy little song here, but there's something an audio clip that I put in the middle of this song you might want to hear. And I'm just going to go ahead and play this song because this is where everybody's head was at. This is what, 12 years ago in 2008? Yeah, what am I talking about? 17 years ago. Anyway, this is a song. I just wanted you to hear this. This is a little parody, because Obama was gonna save the country. Yes, he's our man. Hallelujah. Oh, let's celebrate. Let's party in the streets. Yeehaw. Here it is. Oh, get that Caribbean music. We're going to party hard, ya ganja.
Obama, rebuild our country. Obama, rebuild our country. Obama, rebuild our country.
Time now for Barack Obama.
He's our man, oh yes.
He cares for us like he is our mama.
He's our man, oh yes. Now for Barack Obama, he's our man, oh yes. He cares for us like he is our mama, he's our man, oh yes. Obama,
he'll take good care of me, so healthy we will be, and keep the people free.
Oh yeah,
Obama was meant to be. He'll fill our hearts with glee. He'll help us all, you see.
Time now for Barack Obama. He's our man, oh yes. Cares for us like he is our mama. He's our man, oh yes. Time now for Barack Obama. He's our man, oh yes. Cares for us like he is our mama. He's our man, oh yes.
President-elect Obama's birthplace over in Kenya, is that going to be a national spot to go visit where he was born?
It's already an attraction.
Oh, did you hear that?
Obama, rebuild our country. Obama, rebuild our country. Obama, rebuild our country.
He is not who we thought he would be.
Hear us cry, oh no.
With Obama, we will not be free.
Hear us cry, oh no. Not who we thought he would be. Hear us cry, oh no. With Obama, we will not be free. Hear us cry, oh no. Obama,
he is more of the same. Tax and spend in his name. Those bankers are to blame.
Oh no.
Makes us dependent, he keeps us on bended knee. Then tells us we are free.
But his birthplace, I'll put up a marker there.
It's already well known.
He is not who we thought he would be. Very so thorough. His birth certificate we cannot see. Don't want us to know. He is not who we thought he would be. Very so thorough.
Very so thorough.
His birth certificate we cannot see. Don't want us to know. So thorough.
There's government control, a socialistic goal. He will destroy our soul.
Oh no.
This was not meant to be. This was not meant to be.
Oh crap.
All the people should be free.
I've now been in 57 states.
Sotoro, his name is Barry. Sotoro, just leave our country. Obama, just leave our country alone. Obama.
I forgot all about that tune until this past weekend. I got to tell you, if you may have noticed, there was an audio clip in there. There was an interview with the mayor of this town in Kenya. I can't remember the name of the town, but the reporter asked, is there some sort of commemoration that Obama was born there? And the mayor says, yes, it's already an attraction, And of course, all of us out there that were saying, hey, wait a second, we got to take another look at his birth certificate. Oh, we were all conspiracy theorists. We were attacked. We were, and then Sheriff Joe Arpaio did a serious investigation. He had 5, not 1, but 5 forensic document investigators, and they basically confirmed that birth certificate was a forgery. And it's it's all coming out. Oh my gosh. Maybe it's too little, too late. I mean, the damage is sort of done, but yeah, it's all starting to come out. The floodgates have opened, and it can't happen fast enough as far as I'm concerned. Anyway, I wanted to share that with you because it just seems rather timely after all these years, after all this subterfuge and all this mess that was created under 8 years of Obama. Yeah, they got set back. I mean, Obama, he was going to set the table, and then Hillary was supposed to be elected in 2016 to finish the job. But unfortunately, that little apple cart got tipped over when Trump got in there at 2016, got them set back. And then came the 2020 election, and they couldn't stand another 4 years of Trump. So yeah, that thing got turned around, and we all have questions about the 2020 election, and I think that's going to come out too. But so Biden gets in there, and we all know what's happened over the past 4 years. So it's all starting to come to fruition. But if you want to belly up to the telephone bar, I'd like to hear from you. What do you think? You think things are actually going to start happening? Give me a call, 215-867-8255. Again, that's 215-867-8255. If you want to join the conversation, I'd welcome you with open arms. Anyway, yeah, I mean, I'm looking at this whole thing. I've been waiting for this for a long, long time. Those of you regular listeners know I've been around, I started talk radio back in 95, 30 years ago, folks. I got to tell you, I was screaming about this stuff, not just about Obama, but about all the other stuff. And it just seemed, it was, falling on deaf ears. I felt like I was a lone voice in the world. And well, I guess it's a long time coming. And frustration, the word frustration doesn't do it for me. It's just, my gosh, there's no joy in I told you so for either party. Anyway, again, if you want to join the conversation, I welcome you to do so. 215-867-8255. Now, one of the things I've been following for quite some time is Francesca Albanese, who has been very vocal against Israel and condemning the atrocities and the genocide in the Gaza Strip. And of course, the entire world is watching this. And there are good people, there are good Jews out there that know that this is wrong, and they're screaming about it, saying, "Look at what Netanyahu is doing, is putting a crosshair on all of us. This is not in our name. So this is not a total Jew thing. Although there are a lot of people that are questioning the Jewish influence in our country here. I mean, when you got less than 3% of the U.S. population represented by Judaism, and yet you look at the dominance of Jews in the media and in agriculture, communications, I mean, across the board, pharmaceuticals, you name it, they pretty much control everything. And that's really raising a lot of questions in a lot of people's eyes. So, but anyway, and I have to share with you a couple of articles here that are pretty damn scary. Let me see what happened. My connection was interrupted. Oh dear, that's not good. Okay, here it is. And this comes from Haaretz, the news network in Israel. Haaretz. Headline: Satanic rituals. Survivors testify to Knesset about childhood sexual abuse network in Israeli religious ceremonies. Now, I'm going to see if we can't get this posted on our website, but I'll read the first paragraph here. It says, during a special joint Knesset session on Tuesday, And this was, on June 4th. This was 2 weeks ago. During a special joint session on Tuesday, several women, mainly from the ultra-Orthodox and religious Zionist communities, came forward to testify about years of childhood abuse they suffered during, quote, sadistic sexual rituals, unquote, performed in religious ceremonies in Israel. Their testimonies, which also indicate repeated neglect from authorities, are part of a disturbing pattern documented by journalists, trauma experts, and NGOs. All right, so I'll see if I can get that article posted on our website. So, there's some pretty nasty stuff going on in Israel with some of these extreme religious groups. And I don't think that they're serving the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. I don't think so. They're serving another God. And you can, put the two and two together, figure out which God that is. As a matter of fact, there's another article, and this is from Israel Hayom. And let's see, this was published, let me see, 4/23. Okay, April, January, February, March, April 23rd. Yeah, so it's a little bit old, but the headline here says, Bottom of Darkness. Children raped in ritual ceremonies expose the horrors. Multiple women recount organized abuse, including ritual ceremonies conducted by people they knew, even close family members. After months of interviews with victims, their families, treatment professionals, and experts in Israel and abroad, a disturbing picture emerges with descriptions difficult to read. So there's some pretty nasty stuff going on over there in Israel. Oh, yes, they're God's chosen people, aren't they? Yeah, okay. How do you get an entire country to be deluded like that? But I just wanted to share these. Again, I've sent these over, and we'll get these posted on our website. And by the way, if you haven't visited our website, wasamara you got to go to our website, TheWTFReports.com. And the WTF, as if we don't have enough reason to say WTF. Well, that's because I'm here with the audio receipts. I play this. I play the audio clips from news, interviews, etc. You get to hear it right from the horse's mouth. And if not, then I will quote from publications as I just did. So I'm here, WTF, with the facts. So you can't blame it on me, folks. You can go after the messenger and ignore the message. Of course, that's the basic actions taken by idiots out there. You want to destroy the messenger, but ignore the message. Methodology, what can I say? Anyway, there's some nasty stuff going on out there. And as a matter of fact, I was just bringing up Francesca Albanese. And, it looks like the United States State Department, and I played the audio clip a couple days ago, they're levying sanctions against Francesca Albanese and the International Court of Justice, because the United States is indeed complicit with crimes against humanity that are being committed by by Israel. And of course, we're not directly involved. We're not sending troops over there. Well, there are contractors over there. They're not U.S. troops. They're contractors. Yeah, that's it. That's how they get away with it. But so we send the bombs and the bullets and the planes and the tanks and all that other stuff on top of the tens of billions of dollars that we send over to Israel. But anyway, so a lot of countries now are condemning not just Israel, but the United States for participating in this genocide, this annihilation, this extermination, this ethnic cleansing. And it's just horrendous, just horrendous. There was a video of an old man who had finally made it to the line to get some food, and he was starving to death. And just before they gave him some food, he collapsed and passed away. And then there's also, of course, plenty of photographs and videos of people who are literally starving, children that are nothing but skin and bones. And if that's not bad enough, they're actually playing shooting games. They put out food, and when the starving people, out of absolute desperation, show up to get some food, they get shot at. They get killed. And there was a doctor, as a matter of fact, let me see, I've got my notes here. His name is Dr. Nick Maywood, And he had this to say of what his experience was over there. Listen to his testimony. This is just horrendous.
And I've seen, I think, probably a dozen now seriously injured young boys who have been shot in the abdomen or the chest. One of them, a 12-year-old, died on the operating table because the injuries were so severe. And they're all from gunshot wounds. And they all described to me, and their families described to me, and indeed colleagues of mine, Gaza and medical colleagues who are looking for food as well, have gone to these same distribution sites and witnessed these injuries as well. They're all describing that they're being shot by Israeli soldiers or by the quadcopters, the drones which are being remotely controlled by the Israelis and fire, often indiscriminately, often targeted. And I'm seeing we're all seeing a very clear pattern of injuries. I've seen the abdominal injuries, but my colleagues in the emergency room describe a very clear pattern where on particular days they'll see different body parts targeted. So on one day they'll all be abdominal gunshot wounds. On another day they'll all be head gunshot wounds or neck gunshot wounds. On another day they'll be arm or leg gunshot wounds. And on last Saturday there were 4 young teenage boys all brought in very, very rapidly in succession with gunshot wounds to their testicles. So they're clearly being targeted to their testicles. And this is a pattern that we're seeing every day, that these young teenage boys are systematically being targeted. And it's almost as if a game is being played, that they're deciding to shoot the head today and the neck tomorrow and the testicles the day after.
This is the quote-unquote game that they're playing. I mean, this is just sadism. There's no other word for it. There really isn't. And how anybody can delude themselves into thinking that they're serving some sort of higher purpose because they're God's chosen people. I'm sorry. If you believe God needed you to use tanks, bombs, and guns so that you could have your chosen people, promised land, there's something wrong with your brain. And unfortunately, there are a lot of people who have got something wrong with their brains over there. And, that's because they've been conditioned that way. They've been taught that since early childhood, that they are God's chosen people, and if you're not one of them, you're nothing but goyim, or goyim, less than human. And they can do anything that they want to you. That's what they believe. It doesn't make any difference what you believe. It doesn't make any difference what I believe. It's what they believe. And they're open about it. And how I don't understand how the United States can stand behind this. Well, yeah, I sort of do understand. Yeah, there is definitely a reason why so many members of our government are standing steadfast behind Israel. Why could that be?
Bribery, coercion, blackmail.
Yeah, maybe that's got something to do with it. And by the way, if you'd like to get a t-shirt with those 3 magic words, go to our website, TheWTFReports.com, and get some merch. We've got that t-shirt, which we just put out there, bribery, coercion, blackmail. We've also got baseball caps, coffee cups, and coffee mugs, and t-shirts. So, help spread the word, help this radio show grow. And so visit our website, TheWTFReports.com. And while you're there, visit our sponsors page, because you can find out about Get More Tank.
Get More Tank will save you money every month on gas. Get More Tank is a tablet with active ingredients that adds big mileage to every tank. Made in America, the Get More Tank formula is used by trucking companies and heavy industry. Now the Get More Tank formula is available to you. Get More Tank works in any gas or diesel engine, cleans your engine, lowers emissions, and you'll feel improved engine performance every time you step on the gas. Get More Tank works for cars, trucks, boats, motorcycles, four-wheelers, mowers, and blowers. Hey, if you got an engine, then Get More Tank. Contractors, electricians, plumbers, painters, and lawn service companies, Get More Tank will save you money and extend the life of your engines. If you're an owner-operator running your big rig around the town or across the country, Get More Tank will save you money too. If you're a farmer, all of your equipment can use Get More Tank. A 5-pack on sale at GetMoreTank.com for just $22.22 plus shipping. Use the promo code REDPILL101 and get 10% off. Save your money, save your engine, save the earth at GetMoreTank.com. Get More Tank is EPA registered, doesn't void warranties, results vary.
And if you visit our website, TheWTFReports.com, click on the sponsors page, and there's a window that'll open up there that'll take you to the Get More Tank website, where you can read all the technical data and find out exactly how and why this works. No, it's not a fuel additive. It's a fuel, the word just slipped my mind. I can't think of the word. Oh, well, whatever. But the point is, you can find out how and why it works. Catalyst, that's the word. It's a fuel catalyst. Anyway, yeah, so if you try that stuff out, I promise you, you will be very pleasantly surprised, because it will increase your mileage anywhere between 15 and 20%. And that means you're going to save money at the fuel pump. It's a win-win situation, folks. Go to the website, TheWTFReports.com. Click on the sponsors page, Get More Tank. And while you're at it, check out the Wave Watch. Now, this is something that I've been screaming about for quite some time, and I'll continue to, because it's a Rife machine you wear on your wrist. And it actually can help you. I'm not here to say it's going to cure or treat anything. I'd get in big trouble with the FDA if I did. But you do your own research, and you'll find out that, yes, Tesla was right. Frequency is everything. And the Wave Watch is a Rife machine you wear on your wrist. So check it out. Check it out. Okay, once again, the phone line here is 215-867-8255. The lines are open if you want to join me. I'd like to hear what you have to say about the revelations that are exploding across the news in regard to the treason that is being uncovered, that was committed by not just Barack Obama, not just by Hillary Clinton, but all the others around them as well. And I'm sure there are some handlers behind the scenes that have yet to be named, but maybe will be down the road. We'll have to see how this is going to unfold. Sort of like peeling an onion. And you know, there are a lot of tears that will be shed as a result. Anyway, before I got off on that rant, I was talking about Francesca Albanese and how the United States the State Department is levying sanctions against the International Criminal Court of Justice and Francesca Albanese. And here's what she had to say about these sanctions being levied against her. You know what? I would tell her that, they say that if you're not catching flack, you're not over the target. Keep going, sweetheart. Here she is.
Good evening. This is Albanese. I wanted to ask you, how did you receive the news on the U.S. government sanctioning you for a job as a special rapporteur? And what's your response to that decision?
It's a very serious measure. It's unprecedented, and I take it very seriously. It's a clear violation of the Convention on the UN Convention on Privileges and Immunities that protect UN officials, including independent experts, from words and actions taken in the exercise of their functions. This is something that could lead to the United States to face the ICJ if there were one member state bringing the case before the court. But look, I'm not asking for anything like that. I don't want member states to distract their attention from where it should be right now, ending the genocide in Gaza. This is what matters. And then ending the ethnic cleansing of Palestine, which is advancing at incredible speed. Look, these attacks, these sanctions, and what has preceded shall not be seen necessarily as an attack directed against me personally. This is rather a warning to anyone who dares to defend international law and human rights, justice and freedom. And I think that in the face of this, we cannot afford to be silenced. And I know that I'm not alone.
No, you're not. You are not. Most of the world is behind you. And many Americans are behind you as well, although not as many as I would like to see. You know, there are some that will just, my country, right or wrong. Well, yeah, it is my country, right or wrong, but it's our obligation, our duty to undo the wrongs and make them into a right. And sadly, most Americans are more concerned with what's coming on Netflix tonight. And and I got to tell you, folks, if you don't start seeking knowledge, if you don't start looking for answers, and if you're not paying attention, I want you to remember the quote from the Bible. It says, "My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge." Well, it's up to you to gain knowledge. People have a fear of the unknown. That's natural. But you know what else is natural? Is that once you turn the unknown into a known, that means the fear will go away. Yeah, you're not afraid of it anymore. And I keep saying it. Look, if you want to defeat the beast, you have to have the courage to stare it in the eyes. Pull it right into your face. That's the only way. Because you know what? That's one thing that they can't stand. It's like, like a bully. A bully will do everything you can, and as long as you cower, he's going to keep on bullying. But once you stand up and smack that bully, he's going to think twice about bullying. Well, that's exactly the way it works in the real world. So, anyway, I just wanted to throw that out there, and I got all the admiration for Francesca Albanese, and also for what's her name, Vladerbrook, Eva Vladerbrook. I can't seem to pronounce that name. Eva Vladerbrook, there it is. Rolls trippingly off the tongue. All right, let's go to the phones. Let's see, who do we have there? Greetings on a Tuesday. Who are you? Where are you?
Cynthia in California.
Hey, Cynthia, how are you, my dear?
Pretty good. This is funny. My phone will not let me automatic dial your number.
Oh, okay.
I had to print it and tape it to the back of my phone so I could call you.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm glad that you did. What's on your plate today?
Well, we've got this massive debt, but we actually don't own that debt because our Constitution is an agreement, a compact between the states and a federal government, and they didn't agree. The states never agreed you could send money to Israel or any other country. Mm-hmm. They never agreed. A lot of this funding we're doing is not debt that we agreed to do. And a lot of our federal spending is unconstitutional, and then they create debt based on that spending. The debt's not constitutional. People have got to understand that issue, and we have to devise means of going back to the people that created that debt, and that would be a lot of the wealthy families throughout this country who have stooges in Congress who vote these appropriations, and it needs to come back to them. It needs to come back their wealth and the people that put them there, the people that rigged the courts and rigged the voting systems.
Well, I agree with you 100%, but there's an old saying that if you don't know your rights, you don't have any. And sadly, most of the American people are so ill-informed and uneducated. I mean, this is why I'm applauding the concept of shutting down the Department of Education, because they've turned out several generations of absolute ignorant people. I mean, most people can't even identify the three branches of government. I mean, they're graduating. I covered a story a month or so ago. There was a woman in Connecticut who was graduated from high school, and she is totally, functionally illiterate. She can't read, and she can't write. And they graduated her from high school. Not only that, but she got into the University of Connecticut. I mean, we're in deep doo-doo here, folks. If this is the generation that's coming up and they can't find their ass with both hands, we're in deep trouble here. And that's got to be straightened out. So what you're pointing out is absolutely true, but if the American people don't have the brains to stand up and hold the powers that be feet to the fire, then, we're screwed,
Well, we need podcasters like you, people who've got a bully pulpit, to step up to the plate and talk about how the debt is fraud, and that there are things we can do about it.
Yes, there are. As a matter of fact, here's a little factoid a lot of people don't know, that if you take out a loan or if you take out a mortgage and you have a written agreement with the bank, Okay, you have a written agreement with this particular bank for this loan, for this money. Now that bank can turn around and sell that loan to another bank. And they can turn around and sell it to another bank. And the point is that it changes hands several times. And the bottom line is that you did not sign with the current bank that's holding your loan or your mortgage. And therefore, it's become a fraud. A lot of people are starting to discover that. So if you take out a loan, like I said, with Bank A, they sell it to Bank B transfers it to Bank C, you don't have an agreement with Bank C. You have an agreement with Bank A. And therefore, the loan is null and void. So it's kind of an important fact. Sorry?
I need to go.
Okay. All right. Well, thanks for calling in, sweetie. I appreciate it. Always good to hear from you. Bye-bye. Okay, yeah, if you want to join the conversation, you're welcome to do so. 215-867-8255. Now, there's some stuff that's going on in Europe, and we're seeing it in the news. Yes, we are. And I want to point out, I was looking at some videos from overseas. In London, there's a huge number of Muslims now that have basically taken over England. And in London, Muslims, they pray 5 times a day. They have their prayer mats, and when it comes time for them to give prayer, that wherever they are, they lay their prayer mats down, they get on their knees, and they pray. Okay? And that could mean right in the middle of the street. And you could see videos, at prayer time, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of Muslims in downtown London lay down their prayer mats, and they basically shut down the traffic. They block everything, and they're allowed to do that, okay? However, if you're a Brit, and there was a woman who was outside of a church, and she was praying silently, all by herself. And what happened? The police came and arrested her. Let that settle in for a little bit. And then think about what's going on all over Europe. I reported yesterday that in Spain, all of the Spaniards are now standing up because there was an old man and his family that were attacked by Muslims and beaten. And the Spaniards are saying, no more, that's it. And so they're starting to go after the Muslims. We're looking at civil war in Spain. We're looking, and it's not just in Spain. It's happening in France. It's happening in Germany. It's happening in Italy. It's happening in, of course, the UK. It's happening in the Netherlands, in Denmark, in Sweden, where Muslims have been allowed to come in and basically attempt to completely change the culture. They move into another country, and instead of assimilating to that culture, they're pushing their culture on this new host country. And that's not working. As a matter of fact, like I said, there's a report here. Let me see. Where is it? Where did it go? Oh, I see. I'm on the wrong date. Okay, yeah, here's a report about the possibility of civil war breaking out in Europe. Here, listen up.
The United Kingdom is coming apart at the seams. King's College London professor of war studies David Betts set off alarm bells this year by saying Britain is headed towards civil war, and he advised people living in its large cities to move before the violence starts.
Imagine Northern Ireland scale, or Northern Ireland in intensity, but on a completely national scale. Attacks on public figures.
London Daily Telegraph columnist Tim Stanley told us he agrees with Betts that Britain is heading for open sectarian conflict, possibly war, and there's nothing we can do to stop it.
And his argument is this, that first of all, Britain displays many of the signs of being a failed state, such as economic decline, total loss of trust in the police, and a fractious and increasingly extreme politics.
At the center of this unrest is a government multicultural experiment that has brought in large numbers of Muslims without requiring them to integrate. More continue to arrive daily. This is Britain's southern border, the English Channel, across from the coast of France, and it's as porous as the Rio Grande River. Lucy Connolly, a 41-year-old mother, is serving 31 months in prison for a tweet of she got more jail time than some of the members of this Pakistani sex grooming gang, convicted for child prostitution and having sex with a minor.
The perception is, among the white working class, that the state actively prefers ethnic minorities and is funneling resources their way. Some white working class people, they're saying, why is it they get hotel rooms? Why is it they get welfare when we are struggling?
The riots and the disturbances were symptomatic of a much deeper disillusionment in this country with the way in which British people just no longer feel safe in their own communities. They no longer feel safe in their country where lawlessness is essentially being sanctioned by the state.
One focus group member suggested Britain might need a coup. Stanley believes civil war in the UK could be avoided through the spiritual awakening already underway.
There is something going on here. Church attendance is up. Young people are becoming more religious than ever.
That's right. And you know, that's not a bad thing. Okay, now let's try to think outside of the cage for a minute. Okay? Now we know that there are three major ethnic groups in the world, or religions in the world. Okay? There's Christianity, there's Judaism, and there's Islam. Okay? Now, we take a look at what's going on in Europe. We see what's going on in Spain, you know, in the UK and France, and all of the locals are starting to stand up. Now, let me ask you, which one of those religious groups would you say most of those countries were originally? Let's see. Well, yeah, I'd have to say they were Christian. Yeah. What about the United States? Yeah, that pretty much lines up with that too. Although, yeah, the United States is a melting pot, but based upon, you know, Mayflower Compact and, you know, Christian values, okay? 10 Commandments, et cetera, okay? So if we've got three major religions or ethnic groups out there, and we take a look at, you know, all three of them want to have their religion dominate the world. Okay? Christians want to evangelize and convert everybody to Christianity. Muslims want everybody to go to Allah. Okay? The Jews, well, they don't want anybody to assimilate because, you know, they're the God's chosen people. All right? So let's take a look at what's going on in these countries. We have one group, which are Christians, against another group, which are Muslims. Okay? All right? So now look what's going on here in the United States. Look what's going on in Texas. They're talking about Epic City, you know, they kind of have Sharia law. Look what's happening in Dearborn, Michigan, okay? And you look at how these immigrants are being treated. So, again, we're looking at one ethnic group against another ethnic group, but the third ethnic group is sitting on the sidelines. Maybe pitting one group against another is sort of the goal. And who do you suppose is behind the movers, the shakers, and the policy makers? We already touched upon that one subject. So who's making policy here? And who's creating a situation where we are having these conflicts between the Christians versus the Muslims? Think outside the cage, folks. You can put the puzzle pieces together. You can figure it out. But, yeah, in the meantime, you know, like I said, most Americans are just want to watch the game tonight, want to watch the movie tonight, you know, not paying attention. How do you look away from that? So, as a matter of fact, speaking of don't look away, there's a post a woman put here, and I basically subscribe to her philosophy. She's saying we cannot look away. We have to pay attention to what's going on. Listen to what she said.
Let me describe to you Israel's final solution. They have now placed Palestinians into small camps, and there is sewage running everywhere around them. They intentionally keep Palestinians close together so that bugs can rapidly transmit diseases to kill them. There is no food being handed out, and so if Palestinians are desperate enough, they go to these fake aid distribution sites and then either get killed or kidnapped. Any group of Palestinians that are together get indiscriminately shot at. If someone is trying to communicate with the outside world and goes to one of the charging site locations, U.S. contractors and Israelis shoot them to kill. This is the final stages. Do not look away. These people need us, and they are dying via our bombs. So please, while there's still a chance, step up and do something.
Stand up and do something. But you can't do something unless you're at first willing to acknowledge the problem. You can't solve a problem unless you acknowledge it. And if you're not willing to acknowledge it, we're never going to solve the problem, which is why I wrote the following song. Stand by, caller. We'll get you in a minute.
Go ahead and watch your show. Don't try to learn, don't try to know what's going on around you. Channel surf and watch your game a world away. It's not the same. The difference will astound you. Turn away, deny your fear, and believe it won't happen here. The news is too depressing, and the facts are too distressing. So look away, say it ain't so. Close off your mind so you won't know. Ignore the problems that need solving, and while your world's slowly dissolving, look away. And while you're lying in your bed, don't think of all the people dead who were innocent of any crime. Another world, another time.
All right, I just wanted to share that verse with you because that's where we're coming from. Anyway, we got a caller on the line there. Who do we have, and where are you calling from?
Mike from Connecticut.
Hey there, Mike. How are you?
Okay. You were talking about the Muslims coming in.
Mm-hmm.
I sent you a video last week. This guy really explains what's going on in Canada with the Muslims. So what's happening, and it also parallels with what's happening here.
Yeah.
Is our birth rates for for Americans is down. Fewer white women are having babies. Even the black population. They're having fewer and fewer babies. So the Muslims come in, and they're having babies.
Lots of them.
They are lots of babies. And while while the population gets diluted and we get more and more Muslims, the Muslims, as you said, are not assimilating. And their goal as Muslims is to bring Sharia law to the whole world.
That's right.
So the trick is they come in, we have less and less babies, they have baby after baby after baby after baby, okay, until they become the majority, okay, and then they move to convert us all to Sharia law.
Right. Well, there's something called a replacement rate.
Doing it.
There's something called a replacement rate as far as the population is concerned. I believe the replacement is 2.2. In other words, if a couple gets together and has children, if it's a replacement rate, they have to have at least 2 kids and maybe one more because, there's going to be disease or accidents or what have you. So the replacement rate is 2.2. Well, right now, not just the United States, but many European countries have fallen well below the 2-point replacement rate. And however, the Muslims are way up there. You're absolutely right. And I saw that clip that you were talking about, an interview with a Muslim up in Canada, and he was saying by 2050, 2060, we'll be running the show because you guys are breeding yourselves out of existence, and we are breeding ourselves into the majority, just like you said.
Now, one other thing, if you know your Bible, in the end times, which we don't know when, but I believe it's very close, the Christians get persecuted.
Mm-hmm.
And once you see this model where the birth rates go down, they're having babies, their goal to convert us to Sharia law, once they have the population majority to do that, Christianity would be outlawed.
Yep.
In Muslim nations now, Christianity is outlawed. They are not coming here for freedom of speech and freedom of religion. They are coming here to take over, and they know it takes time, and they're in for the long term.
Yes, you're right. And this is not paranoia. This is not, I want the listeners out there to know that we're not speaking out of paranoia here. This is common sense. It really is. If you're watching what's going on, this is exactly what's going on.
And it explains the end times when Christians are persecuted. Even in the United States, we will not have the right to be Christians. And it's up to you, if you want to convert to Sharia law and be a Muslim, okay, and play with your spirituality and your eternity. I mean, that's up to you, but you're going to have, but people who want to go in heaven,
Mm-hmm.
You're going to have to fight that, and you're going to suffer. We're all going to suffer. So we got to stop it now. And it does say in the Bible that it could change, that we are in control, and we could change what John prophesied.
Well, yeah.
So we got to start now. We got to wake up and stop it now.
Well, I can't help but think of the old story, A Christmas Carol, that with Ebenezer Scrooge, and when the third and final spirit comes to him and takes him to the graveyard, and Scrooge sees his own name on the tombstone, and he asks the spirit, "Are you showing me what it will be, or are you showing me what can be?" And I think that's true when it comes to Revelation. I think we do have the possibility to turn things around, but we have to do it.
We have to do it now.
Right.
Or it's too late.
Yep.
And fortunately, that's what Europe is doing, is speaking up, and they're talking about stopping it now. We have to do the same thing.
Yep.
Okay, Dave, good show. I got to go.
All right, thanks for the call, Mike. You have a good one. All right. Well, he's absolutely right. Is Revelation what is going to be, what will be, or is it something that could possibly be if we don't turn this ship around? I don't know, but we better start paying attention. We have to keep looking. Watch it.
Been convinced that you're just one. There's not a thing you can get done, and so you live inside a bubble because you don't want any trouble. But there's so much we can get done, a million multiples of one. And when you see it all around you, what we accomplish will astound you. Your destiny depends on you. You'll be surprised what you can do, but you can never visualize if you don't open up your eyes. Open your eyes. And now the time has finally come. We can't be blind or deaf or dumb. It's our responsibility to look around and think and see. I know you're frightened, yes, you're scared, but we must all soon be prepared. Your greatest challenge is before you, and your survival will depend on the fact that you will never look away. Yes, your survival will depend on the fact that you will never look away. Don't look away, don't look away, don't look away. Don't look away, don't look away, don't look away. Don't look away, don't look away, don't look away. Don't look away, don't look away, don't look away. Don't look away, don't look away, please don't look away. Please don't look away.
Please don't look away, folks. Again, if you want to defeat the beast, you've got to stare him in the eyes. You've got to have some courage, folks. Got to be able to just shun all of the distractions. Start paying attention to what is real, because your very life depends on it. And not just your life, your children's life. Your unborn grandchildren and great-great-children, children. They will curse you if they are able to survive what's coming, and they'll look back upon this particular generation. And this generation will be cursed because of our apathy and our complacency. And I don't want that to happen. I don't want that. And I don't think you do either. So that's why I'm doing this show here. I don't get any joy out of doing this, folks. It's not something that I decided one day that I wanted to do. It was something I was charged to do. I happened to come across a verse in the book of Ezekiel, and it basically said that when you see the sword come upon the land, you're supposed to blow the trumpet. And if you blow the trumpet and the people don't listen, their blood is on their own head. But if you see the sword and you don't blow the trumpet, then their blood is on your head. And I'm sorry, I have to blow the trumpet. And there's no what's the word I'm saying? Oh gosh, no joy, and I told you so. There's part of that. Anyway, all right, that's going to wrap it up for Tuesday. I hope you're enjoying the broadcast. Please do business with us. Go to our website, TheWTFReports.com, and buy something. Okay? All right, that's going to do it. We'll be back tomorrow, same time, same place. So until then, God bless you all. Stay safe, stay free, and I'll see you tomorrow.